You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do Godzilla 2014 30 for 30 Day 1! Yes! Yes! Super excited. Can you tell? Nah. Of course not. No way. Can't tell. Now, officially the movie releases on Friday. Obviously, the 30 for 30 count finishes today, Thursday, because shortly after this video, I will be going to see the movie. So later on tonight, you can expect to see my review. I'm very excited, but let's get to the 30 for 30. So my last video, I said that I was going to kind of rehash an old video I did on ODT. And the topic of this video back in that day was, what does Godzilla mean to you? And I thought it would be a good time to bring that subject up again because, number one, there's obviously probably 4 times the amount of subscribers now than there was then. Number two, considering how excited everybody is and how fired up everybody is, you're probably at the most high for Godzilla than you ever have been. So you're going to be able to recount the very thing about this infamous character that just makes you excited. And I remember when I did that video, one of the things I spoke about was how, for me personally, I almost see him as some sort of ambassador because he's got so many fans from so many different corners of the world that it's incredible. And that's something I've just recently learned. I mean, before that, I didn't know anyone in my circle that really liked Godzilla. They knew about him. Some people thought he was cool. Other people thought he was cheesy. But nobody was a huge fan of him. I didn't know anybody who collected the toys or the X Plus figures like Goji and Richard Iso and Otuzilla, who's another great collector. And, you know, I didn't know some of the fans like I know, like some of you guys. I mean, you guys are very, very schooled and educated in the topic of Godzilla. So I learned after the first leaked trailer, for those of you guys who are really veterans, who were back here when that first happened back in October last year, it was when that happened that I learned and I met many different people from many different corners of this world that just love this character. And I think that's a great thing. I think it's a wonderful thing that something like this character, because that's what he is, he's a character. I mean, he's Godzilla, he's a film character, he's not real. There's nothing real about him, but there's something about the character that excites us, something about the character that we admire. And one of the things I admire about the character is his ability to bring people together. And sometimes it's not always pretty. We've learned this over the course of time. But for the most part, at the end of the day, it's all for the greater good of enjoying seeing this character on screen, seeing this infamous monster on screen. And I always like the idea that so many different people from so many different corners of the world, of so many different races, languages, he just breaks those barriers down. I mean, it's great that I go to the nation and I see people from Germany, and look, they'll admit their English isn't great, but they try and they put in the effort to communicate with other members of the nation from other parts of the world just to talk about the very character they love. So that to me is a sign that Godzilla is some sort of, you know, some sort of ambassador. He just has this knack of bringing people together. Sometimes not for the greatest thing, but even behind all those heated conversations and heated debates that can get ugly sometimes, behind all that stems the one most important thing, which is the passion. And I think it's the passion of the fan, myself, people you know, people you've argued with, people that you may not even like, but still, you can still debate about Godzilla. You can still talk about the character and why you admire certain things about the character. Even if most of the films are cheesy, even if some of the films are horrendous, there's just something about the character in and of itself that excites people, that brings people together, that brings, whether you want to call it the world of dorks, the world of nerds, the world of geeks, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. I got to tell you right now, call it whatever you want. It's very, very diverse. It's a very diverse group of people. I mean, I've seen the greatest nerds in the world and the coolest and smoothest dudes in the world that just love this character. I don't think there's any certain level of person that likes Godzilla. And now, just moments, not moments, but just hours before I finally get to see this movie, it's exciting to sit here and finally discuss, after all these months of movie reviews and Godzilla talk, the 30 for 30, to finally get to see the one character that we've all grown up enjoying on the screen, we've all grown up talking about. Some of us have grown up being Closet Case fans because sometimes we're embarrassed to admit we were a Godzilla fan because people would actually make fun of you. Yeah. And then some of us were fortunate enough to grow up with other people who were Godzilla fans and enjoyed talking about him for a long period of time. At the end of the day, it all leads to this. It all leads to this because 98 was something we were not happy with. We felt very let down. We felt disappointed. And while years have passed and some of us have learned to embrace Godzilla 98, it's not what this movie appears to be. And that's what excites me, is because I'm finally going to get the answer. Is this going to deliver? Yes, I've heard all the great reviews. I've even read some of them because I want to know what some of the people think going into the movie. Just at the last minute, I've been reading all the non-spoiler ones. And exactly what it is that Gareth has put together, is it something special? Is it something that can lead to more? And I am hoping it leads to more. I really am. I think a character like Godzilla that means so much to a country like Japan, and it represents the hardships and the trials and tribulations they went through during the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bomb, and how that spawned the idea of Godzilla. I think that's a message that should never be forgotten, because something like that is always a threat. It's still there. There's still people trying to craft these weapons. And I think Godzilla should always be around as a reminder to people as to what kind of devastation it can cause. Because while obviously no Godzilla would ever come to be, you drop a nuke on somebody, you're pretty much going to get the end result of what would have looked like Godzilla was there. So, but that's what I feel about Godzilla. I feel he is an ambassador for many fans of different corners of the earth, that no matter what the difference is, no matter what the barrier may be, no matter what the color of your skin, he just has a knack for bringing people together. And be it good or bad, the premise of bringing the people together is always the passion. And that's how I feel about the big guy. So share your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. I know, many of you probably could say a lot about it, and it's up to you. If you want to try and give it in a short sentence, it's fine. If you want to write a novel, that's fine too. It doesn't matter to me either way. I'd be more than happy to read it, and I would love to see what you guys have to say. Outside of that, that's it for the 30 for 30. We have officially closed 2 series on The Nation, 30 for 30 and The March of the King. The Godzilla videos will not end. There will still be some discussions going forward, and obviously if they ever do announce a sequel, you know that you can come right here, as I will be on top of that shit like white on rice. Until then, you can expect a lot of surprises coming on The Nation in the coming weeks. I have a lot of series that I've put on hold, some brand new and some that I've done before, just to continue to promote this movie and have fun talking to you guys about it. And but it's going to be nice to finally expand a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be rough. I'm going to miss the 30 for 30. I'm going to miss the March of the King series. But there's a lot of fun things coming for the channel. And, you guys will see it. You guys will see it. So this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news. We just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.